remember years ago, I was working with a fitness trainer, and before she ever gave me a workout plan, she said, let's work on your posture. I was like, what? I want to work on my thighs. She said, no, I want you to pull your shoulders back more and carry yourself with more confidence. She even said, I want you to sit in your car with perfect posture and adjust the rearview mirror for that posture. She said, if you suddenly can't see out of the back of the car, don't adjust the mirror, adjust you. I'm Terri Savelle, by the way, your cheerleader of dreams, and today I want to talk about 7 signs you could be showing a lack of confidence or your insecurity. And I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to give you the greatest tip I have ever learned to build my confidence. Now, when I say you're showing insecurity, yes, that means body language, like I just shared. But there's other signs that you may not realize are given the signal of insecurity. It's not just, the lack of eye contact or the dead fish handshake. No, in fact, I came across an article from Barry Davenport about some of these signs, and I found it so interesting that I'm just going to point out some of them and see if you recognize any of them in you, because I know I have. Okay, number 1 is you have anxiety. This is something I've dealt with for years, but I found out anxiety stems from fear. Fear does not come from God. See, when you feel anxious about something, it's usually because you're unsure of what the outcome will be. Well, that's why I love the fact that God said, fear not, 365 times in the Bible. That's one for every day you wake up, God saying, fear not, there's nothing to fear. Think about that. Another sign, number 2, is you're unable to accept compliments. Maybe you identify with this one. I know I do. Now, when a confident person receives a compliment, they simply say, thank you, I appreciate that. An insecure person rejects the compliment saying, what? Are you kidding me? I look terrible. Or I've had this outfit for years. That's totally me. Practice saying thank you, and that's it. Number 3, you neglect yourself. I think about that scene in Just Go With It where Jennifer Aniston's sitting in the chair and he says, there's only one word for this head, neglect. I love that line. But people lacking in confidence don't take the time to just really fix up. And I'm not saying you have to wear as much mascara as I do, because who does that? But maybe just without even realizing why you started doing this, you start to think things like, what's the point, or I don't know, you forget about it. You just give up on it. But let me just remind you that looking good makes you feel good. So do something to make you feel better about your physical appearance. Number 4 is you're unwilling to take on challenges. You may feel like trying something new and challenging isn't even worth the effort because you've already convinced yourself that you're going to fail. So why even put yourself out there, right? Well, it could be a new job, a career change, starting your own YouTube channel, a new relationship, a new city. So you just settle in a comfortable place. You don't want to risk failing because that would cause you to feel even more of a lack of confidence. I say start with something small. We did 30-day challenges last month. Build your confidence just a little at a time. Okay, number 5 is you expect very little out of life. You've convinced yourself that you're different from whatever successful people, are born with, and you just stop dreaming or setting any goals for yourself. But see, God is the one who said, where there is no vision, the people perish. Getting a vision for your life and setting goals actually builds your confidence. In fact, in my free download this week, I want you to print it off or put it on your phone. It's the 7 self-image boosting scriptures that I put together for you. And I want you to just set an alarm on your phone as a reminder to read them out loud every day for 7 days. Trust me on this. You might be like, why? Because you believe your own self more than anyone, and you need to hear yourself speaking God's word to you. So I want you to click the link in the description and get these 7 scriptures right now. You got it? Okay, number 6 is you blame others. The reason people with low confidence tend to blame others for where they are in life is because it removes the responsibility from them to change their lives. In fact, I heard somebody define the word blame as to be lame. That was kind of funny. But this mindset actually causes you to take on a victim mentality, which it makes you feel like you have no control over your life. Well, not anymore. Things are changing starting today. In fact, I'm going to give you the greatest tip I've ever learned to improve my self-image, okay? Number 7 is you're pessimistic. You know, when we lack confidence or have low self-esteem, we tend to be critical and negative over everything. We put other people down who are doing something with their lives. We critique every person on social media. Bottom line is we feel so negative about ourselves that we have a hard time being positive about anything. So, did you identify with any of these 7 signs that just show a lack of confidence? I have had to overcome several of them, and I still do from time to time. But did you know that you can literally rewire your brain at any age? You can change. You can change your thoughts about yourself starting today. In fact, I'm going to give you the greatest tip I ever learned to build my confidence. So I learned this years and years ago, that you don't change your thoughts by thinking other thoughts. You change your thoughts by speaking. Now let me give you an example to make sense. If I asked you to subtract 43,510 from 59,239, and let's just say you're doing this crazy math problem in your head, and then suddenly I interrupt you and say, hey, can you give me directions to your house? You have to stop the math in your head to hear what your mouth has to say to give directions, right? Does that make sense? Well, this is how you interrupt negative thoughts in your head that tell you you're not enough, you're not qualified, you're different, success doesn't belong to you. You shut those thoughts up by speaking the truth from God's Word. So that's why your free download this week is my 7 self-image boosting scriptures that I want you to speak out loud. Why? Again, because your words are the most influential words in your life, and you need to hear yourself speak them out. You know, I heard someone say the other day that if you ask a bank teller, you know, how do they spot a counterfeit bill? You know what they'll tell you? They aren't trained to spot a fake by studying what a fake bill looks and feels like. No, they are trained to study what a real bill looks and feels like. They're trained in the truth, not in deception. So think about that. They identify a counterfeit not by studying and studying and studying the counterfeit. No, they thoroughly study the real thing, the truth. Well, God's Word is the real thing. Jesus is the way, the truth, the life, right? And he said in Jeremiah 17:7, blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. So you are going to love these 7 scriptures from God's Word to help you pull your shoulders back, hold your head up, and walk with confidence to your dreams. Thank you for watching. I'm cheering you on to live your dreams. Hey YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and to get more inspirational content, click one of these videos right here. And remember, I'm cheering you on to live your dreams.